Welcome to the kitchen at Skyterra. Today we're going to make chicken francese. This will have cauliflower rice, we're going to saute some Brussels sprouts, and we're going to sear some chicken that we dredge in egg. So first, let's get started with pounding some chicken. This is just a regular chicken breast. Got it on a plastic cutting board so it doesn't absorb any of the chicken. I put this piece of plastic over the top so any of the chicken that I'm pounding won't spray. For now, I'm just going to set this aside. Let's walk over here to our sink, fill up our pot. We're going to blanch our asparagus. I'm going to lightly salt this water. All right, we can come back over here. All right, next we'll go ahead and prep our Brussels sprouts to go into our water once it starts to boil. We'll just clip the ends and split them right in half so that they'll blanch evenly. And when they're done, we'll shock them in cold ice water to stop them from cooking. All right, these guys are ready. Once that water boils, we'll drop them in. Next, we're going to make some cauliflower rice. Nice substitute instead of actual rice. So this is a pretty easy preparation if you've got an S blade for your food processor. Any food processor will do. So I've already cleaned just the bottom off here, and I'm going to take and clean a little bit of this core out, just a little bit, and the rest of it I'm going to cut up into maybe 1-inch cubes. All right, let's go over to our food processor, chop this up. I like to use the pulse setting. We can see how it's taken the big pieces, making them into small pieces, but not too small, because it'll... Oh, there we go. All right. All right, so basically, our prep is done. Now we have to cook. Wonderful. All right, so let's go back to our chicken breast here. Here I've got some quinoa flour. You can use whole flour. You can use many different types of flour. Today I'm just going to use quinoa flour. So here's our chicken breast that we dredged. I have 1 egg that will dip the chicken in after we put it into the flour. All right, so we'll go flour, egg, and then over to our pan. Let's go and heat that pan up real quick. All right, so here we go. So we'll take with our, what is now called our wet hand, because it's on the chicken, and dredge this with our flour. And we'll take our dry hand, keeping it dry, and dredge the chicken. By doing this, this allows the egg to bond to the chicken breast. All right, excellent. So now we'll just let that rest for a moment. Next, we're going to add some olive oil to our pan, and just enough to coat the bottom here. Hey, look, our water is boiling to blanch our Brussels sprouts. These Brussels sprouts will boil for about 6 minutes, and then I'll bring them over to the sink and run cold water over them. All right. So this process when making, searing this chicken goes pretty quick. Once this pan heats up, we're going to bring the chicken over and introduce the rest of the flavors to make the sauce. Right, so here's our chicken that we pounded evenly, dredged in flour, dipped in egg. And just nice and gentle medium heat here. A little bit of color, a little bit of brown is all that we're looking for. And we're also not cooking it all the way through because we'll finish it when we dip it into its sauce. Just a little bit of color right there on top. And our Brussels sprouts are boiling well. All right, excellent. Now, with our heat left on, let's go ahead and make our sauce. So I'm going to just bring these items over. Here's a little flour from our dredge. Just going to sprinkle this right in the bottom of our pan. Let that cook for a moment. We're going to add white wine, capers, lemon, and finish it with a little butter. And as you can see, this flour is starting to toast just a little here. So we'll go ahead and add our white wine, our lemon juice, and we'll go ahead and put our chicken right back in here. Now we're going to grab our chicken stock and add it right in. There we go. So we're going to let this simmer on medium heat, and it'll cook that chicken all the way through. Next, let's go ahead and cool down these Brussels sprouts. Just put some cold water on them. Let them sit just for a minute. And we'll go ahead and start to saute our cauliflower rice. Just a little oil just to coat the bottom of the pan. Once our pan is nice and hot, we'll go ahead and add just a little cauliflower to it. We'll add a little bit of salt and pepper to both. Our chicken is looking fantastic. We're going to take this volume of liquid and reduce it by 2/3. We'll go ahead and add our capers now. And let that reduce. I'm going to go over to the sink and grab our Brussels sprouts. Looking nice and bright. We're going to saute these in just a little salt and pepper and olive oil. You can see how this cauliflower is starting to brown just a little bit. Very nice. Turn that down just a hair. A little salt. And black pepper. Going to turn the cauliflower off. It is ready. Our sauce is starting to reduce well, and we're going to finish it with just a tablespoon of butter right at the end, just to make it a little extra creamy and to smooth out the lemon juice. Let's go ahead and add our cauliflower to our plate. Our Brussels sprouts are looking great. I want to keep them nice and bright. Keep them nice and bright by cooling them down quickly and by not overcooking them. They stay nice and pretty for your plate. All right, so our chicken is cooked all the way through. Check both sides. And as you can see, our sauce is starting to thicken up nicely. We'll go ahead and turn the fire off and add our 1 tablespoon of butter. We're just going to swirl this in. Just swirl it in until it all incorporates. There we go. And just add your sauce right to the top. And one last step, a little Italian flat leaf parsley. Or just pick a few leaves and drop it on for a nice little garnish. Thanks for watching today. And there we are, Chicken Francese.